Grab your memory sticks, Wargamers, because today we are continuing our exploration of the dungeons down in the deep, dark caverns beneath Castle Meatgrinder, where the heroes have just unleashed the beast. Let's take a look. Alright, the big Mamma Jamma has taken the field. Now, he's got a quality of 3, and I think we want to try to get him over here as fast as possible. So we're going to try 2 activations. And I know you haven't seen him yet. Oh, he's got a long move. I think my heroes are in trouble because he's also got a big base. So, oh my gosh, here he comes. Bum, 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 bum. We'll put him right there in the corridor. And then he squeezes through, and he's able to come right up to here. This is a 100-point monster. The biggest monster yet. He's going to squeeze right in through here. Oh, you're in the way there, buddy. We're gonna make some allowances for this guy because he's such a monstrous-sized monster. He is big, and we'll go ahead and turn on autofocus. You can get a look at this guy. Once again, he is oh, wait, that's not his teeth. That's like some weird egg sacs. There's the front of him. Look at that guy. He's the worst. It's a Reaper Bones figure. Look at that. Reaper Bones figures all have like a really weird texture. And I don't know, I painted like 3 times, adult coated him, but holy cow. That's a 28mm figure that I thought would be perfect for an awful, awful monster. The good news is he used all of his movement getting into position. So our boys have a little bit of time left to deal with him. Unfortunately, so that means we're going to bring up Mr. Orc Leader is going to... What do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and start. Let's bring this guy up. On a 5, he can move a medium distance. So he's going to close with Mr. Assassin, and then we'll fire an arrow at this guy. Activates on a, what is that, a 4+, so maybe we won't do that. We're going to move this guy over to get a better shot. Activates. Nope, we're going to move this guy over. Activates on a 4. He does get to move. He's going to try to slide over this way. I think that big monster, because he's big, is going to block line of sight. The last guy left to go is going to be... Well, no, actually, I take it back. This guy has a chance. He's going to roll a 5 to attack our assassin. This is going to be interesting. That's bad. So he got a 5 versus an 8. Oh, good. So all he does is push the assassin back that way a little bit. And then it's time for the Orc Leader to go. And he's going to try 3 times to do anything, and he's not going to get any actions. Turn flips back over to our heroes, who are in it now. what do I want to do here? So that's a hero. That is a hero, which means it's going to take 4 hits to put him out of the fight. The good news is he's big, so everybody can shoot at him. In fact, we're going to do that first. We're going to start with this guy. And he's not going to do anything. We're going to fire with this bowman. And he's going to... Oh, he gets to take a shot. He has a range of long, so of course, do I even need to measure? Why do I insult your intelligence by even measuring? That's going to be a combat of 3 on the green die versus a 4 on the red die. And so with a 10 versus an 8, that arrow does nothing. Our elf is then going to try to fire an aimed shot. Now he activates on a 2+, and he gets 2 actions here. So he gets a +1 to his roll. So he's going to be shooting at a 4 versus a 4. And oh boy, so that's good news. A 10 versus a 5 is a doubling. Normally that would be a kill. Because our slime beast is our hideous thing, is a hero, he gets to re-roll once per game. He's going to use his re-roll on this one, and with a 6, it's going to make all the difference in the world. That means that we are at a 4 versus a 4. Hang on now. Hang on now. Yeah, no, that's right. Dar gets a +1 because he's shooting at a big boy. So it's going to be a 4 versus a 4. That's a tied die roll. Nothing happens. Too bad, so sad. Without that, he would have been eliminated just like that. Wow, this fight is a lot tougher than the last one. For the boys in blue, Mr. Dwarf has had enough of this. Dwarf is not classed as small, so he's going to go ahead and... What does he got? What does he got to activate? Now, the Barbarian activates on a 2+. We're going to go ahead and charge him in. He gets 3 actions, so he's going to use 1 to close. Here we go. See our wannabe Fafford? So he's going to close in. And he gets +1, so he's going to be fighting at a combat skill of 5 on the green die. Our hero is now outnumbered because he charged up on this guy, so he's going to be fighting at a +3 on the red die. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that's a 6. That's a 6. That's a 9. Our barbarian charges in while he's screaming, and then it promptly gets knocked on his butt. All right. Well, hey, this is the way the dice fall sometimes. Our assassin now is also going to go ahead and oh boy, he's going to have to run up and he's got to attack that guy. On 2 actions, he activates on a John of the Scar gets 2 actions, so he's got 1 to close the gap and 1 to make his attack. That's a 4 versus a 3. And 9 versus a 7 puts him down. Wow, this die is just not doing them any favors, is it? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Red wins with a 6. Yeah, that knocks him over. All right, well. Then we got a bowman over here who activates on 3s. He's going to take 1 shot at that orc and see if he can get some revenge. And that is a 3 versus a 3, so no effect. And I think that, all right, we gotta try and cast a spell. Our wizard is going to roll 3 activations. He's the last guy to go. No, he actually does get a chance to attack. And with a 6, he gets to make an attack. That's going to be Jerry. No, who did we say that was? That was Steve. Steve is attacking combat 3 versus combat 4. And we finally notch up a win. That's going to be a 6. That's going to be a 5. And just like that, on an odd number, our beastie backs away. Yeah, you don't want none of this, son. You don't want none. You don't want none. How about that? That's some quality henching there, Steve. Way to go. That brings us to our wizard, who's going to go ahead and fire off a spell. He activates on Carletto. It's great of you to kind of join the party. Now, he failed twice, so that's the end, but it was going to be the end anyway. He's going to fire off with the 1 success. He's going to fire a spell off at short, rather. He can fire a short-range spell. It's only got a combat factor of 1, but I guess that is a combat spell of a 1 versus a 3. And a 2 against a 5 isn't going to do anything. He resists the power of the spell. Got to roll a d6 on a 6. Nope. This card right here would have come into play, but it doesn't. That is now the end of the good guys' turn, so now it's time for the bad guys to go. And the first thing we're going to do is activate our leader on a 3+. We're going to try all 3 times. And he gets 3 fat actions, which is a problem because he's going to run over to the barbarian and hit him with a coup de grace. Now the barbarian is at a... When you attack a guy that's down, you are at +2 rather, so he is now fighting at a 5. Our barbarian is fighting at a... Wait, did I get that right? No, he's fighting at a 6. Our barbarian is fighting at a 4. So our barbarian loses. And because he lost and because he's down, I think he's dead. So we're going to have to pour a healing potion on the ground for old Breeze Lee. When you attack a guy that's on the ground, it is a lethal attack. That's good to know for this orc as well. He's going to make 2 attempts to do something. He's going to fail both of them. Oh my gosh. Play kicks back over to the good guys. So let's go ahead and start with our assassin, who's going to try to stand up. And oh, he only gets no successes. John of the Scar is going to lay there and let the bad guys go again. The bad guys are going to see they're going to see him start 2 attacks. He wants that +1. So now he is fighting at a +2. So he's fighting at a 5. He is on the ground. He is fighting at a 4. Did I get that right? No, I'm sorry. The +1 means it's a power attack. When you use 2 actions, that means that you get an additional +1. No, it's the other way around. He is at -1, so he is now fighting with a combat skill of 3 versus a combat skill of 5. And that's an 11 against an 8. He wins, and fighting a guy on the ground is lethal. So John of the Scar, wait, is it John or is it Johan? Yes, John of the Scar, our friendly neighborhood assassin, has now, he lived by the kicking a man when he's down, and he died by kicking a man when he's down. He went, and now we're going to go ahead and take a shot here, and we'll just try to activate once. On a 3, it's not going to work. We're going to take a shot here, and on a 5, we're going to get 2. It's a 3 versus a 3. Firing across an obstacle, we're going to give him, actually, we should probably call that a -1. Either way, Team Good wins. Yeah, if you're firing across an obstacle, that's got to be a -1 to your score. So he's shooting at a 2 for 5 versus 7. Nothing happens. And then we have one more guy over here. We're going to roll 2 actions for him. He gets both of them. We're going to slide over with that medium over to here. And we're going to take another shot at Steve. And this is a 3-on-3, just a straight roll. Steve is going to survive with a score of 9 versus 5. The last guy we get to go, he is a hero, so he automatically gets 1 success. We're going to roll 2 additional dice, and that's going to be a 6. With a 3+ activation, he now gets to take many actions, so he's going to slide right on up here. 1, and then he gets to fight, so that puts Steve here, fighting at a combat skill of 2 versus a combat skill of 4. And that's going to be a 3 versus a 6. A doubling is lethal. Steve, you did the best you could, man. God bless you for it. But it just wasn't enough. Our heroes are dropping like flies. I don't know what it is about this dungeon. The paper dungeon was a cakewalk. The 3D dungeon, our miniatures just do not like. Yeah, get in there, slime beast. And that's the end of the bad guys' turn. Now it's turn for the good guys. We're down to 5. And all we've managed to take out so far is 1. Now, we don't have to take a morale check yet. That's the good news. The bad news is it might be time to exercise the discretion or the better part of valor. However, we are not playing any... Man, 500 versus just like 300 points? This is ridiculous. We're not playing a real campaign here. We're going to go ahead and gut this out. We're going to take a shot with this archer at this guy. A 6 is going to be a success. And now that we've got everything calculated, again with the 4 versus 6, nothing happens. He is now blocked, but we're going to go ahead and bring our Elfie boy up to kill that slime beast. Whoops. He gets 2 actions, so he's going to run up and take his attack. This is going to be a combat skill of 3 versus 4. Not sure what you were thinking there, buddy. 6 versus a 5, and with a 5 he's going to recoil. Our dwarf is going to run up and attack the orc. Oh, excuse me. He's going to roll 3 actions. And he's going to get 2 successes. Yeah, he activates on a 3, so he gets to both run up and attack. And that's going to be a 4 for the leader and a 4 for the dwarf. Even roll. Hey, look at that! Look at that! The good guys want to roll. Look at that. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. You just had to want it, Zai. That's a 7 versus a 4. So he wins, but he doesn't double. So oh, good, you won, and you pushed him back. We really need a double in here, guys. We really need a double. It's not going to happen this time. We got another shot over here with an archer. We're going to go ahead and roll for 2 actions. He only gets 1, so we don't get any bonuses. But actually, he's +1. So that's combat of 4 versus 4. And, this is what we've been looking for all this time. A 5 versus a 9. Oh, that was a 5. You got to take my word for it. So this is a 5. This is a 9. That is a recoil right back to there. He's going to waste an action. And then we're going to go ahead and try to cast a spell over here one more time. He's the last to go, so that's going to be 3 actions. He gets 3 successes. How about that? That is going to mean that he is facing combat skill of 3 versus 3, and you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. 5 versus 6. You gotta, and we gotta roll to see if somebody else comes. Nope, nobody else comes. Okay. Probably should have transfixed him. I think that's what we're gonna do next round if we have a chance. But we might not, because this orc has had enough of you, Carletto. Oh, 2 failures. Oh, 2 failures. You know what that means. Carletto's going to take another shot at it. This time he's going to try to transfix him. And the fun thing about transfixing, now I got 2 successes. So now he has to resist. He's got to make 2 quality checks on 4+. He fails 1, so he is now transfixed. Normally I have a little plastic sleeve that I can fit over the guy. I'm on the road right now, so all I'm going to have to do is mark him with a red. So he is now transfixed. It's going to take him 2 actions to become untransfixed. And until then, he can be attacked at a +2. So, way to go, Carletto. Pulling your weight. That's pretty cool. He already went... No, he didn't. He's going to take that shot. Or he's going to roll a 1 and a 2. And combat's going to kick back over to them. Because I'm kind of enjoying this little duel here, we're going to try to succeed on 2 actions. Nope. He's got 1 more action before he can do anything. But he's still transfixed. He's blocking line of sight. I'm going to spin him over here, and I'm going to take a shot at, I don't know, what do you think? No, big guy. We gotta take a shot at the big guy. Trying to get 2 successes. We got a 4 and a 5 over there. So he gets to have a +1 because it's an aimed shot. He gets a +1 because he's shooting at a big guy. And that means Dar has a combat skill of 5 versus the big boy's combat skill of 4. Alright, so we got a 9 versus a 6, and that knocks him over. There we go, so he's knocked over. Oh boy. Oh boy, he's a big boy, so the dwarf is going to see if he can run up and take him out. He's going to get a grand total of 2 successes on that one. So he can run up. He's going to run this way to come into contact, and he's going to take an attack. Now, again, because the slime beast is knocked down, our dwarfy boy, Zai, is fighting with a combat score of 6 versus the big boy's skill of 4. So that's a 9 versus a 5. It's a win. It's lethal. The big boy goes down. The slime beast is down. Zai is the heavyweight champion of the world. And we still have a couple of actions left. This archer is going to try to take 3 actions and get 0, which means it's time for... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's time for the orcs. They've only lost 2 guys. None of those attacks are lethal. No morale stuff going on. Let's see if we can untransfix this old boy. With a 5, he is no longer transfixed. We're going to bring the... Let's go ahead and take a shot here. No. Let's take a shot here. Yes. 3 versus 4. That's a bad roll for our guys. It's going to be a 5 versus a 3. It's going to back him off. Yay, there's somebody shooting at me. I feel like we got one more. That was a no. That was a no. We did all 3 of those. He is done. So it's going to be our leader, and he's going to run up and take a swing at Carletto. He only gets 1 action, though. So he's going to go close ranks with Carletto. This might be a problem. For the orcs, because... we're going to use our dwarf first. He's going to get a grand total of... Zai is going to have 3 actions. So he's going to use 1 action, and we can measure, but we know it's medium. 1 action to come over here and bonk him on the head. He's outnumbered. So he's going to be fighting at a 3. Our elite dwarven warrior is fighting at a 4. And there's your die roll. That becomes a 9. That becomes a 5. He falls to the ground. And our wizard is going to kick him in the teeth. Our wizard gets 2 actions here with a 6 and a 4. meaning he can attack. He's actually going to be at a +2. He's going to be a -1. So our wizard now, Carletto, is fighting with a combat skill of 5. And the guy on the ground is fighting at a combat skill. Oh no, he's at a -2 actually. 2. So a 5 versus a 2. And look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? These orcs are resilient, except that's an 11 versus an 8. He actually goes down. And that's a big problem because it means that the orcs have now lost their leader. And we got to do morale checks. Morale check here. 1 failure means 1 boogie on directly away. This fella here is going to roll 1 failure, so he's also going to run away. The bowman rolls 2 failures, so he's going to run away 2 times. Once and twice. We're going to put him right over here. And then this last archer is going to roll 2 failures, and he's going to run once, and then we're going to put him back over here too. So they're all safely out of the way. It's a bit awkward in a dungeon situation, dealing with this. I can't exactly completely run away. A little awkward, not going to lie. Alright, this is turning into a bit of a long one, or 2 or 3 videos. When I get back to the editing room, I'm probably going to break this up. In the meantime, it is still the good guy's turn. So that means the first thing we're going to do is try to bring this archer up so he can take a shot. And on a 1 and a 3, we're only going to be able to move him up. Well, I guess I might as well move as far as I can. We'll bring him right up to here. So the way you're supposed to do this actually is set it in contact with him, so he's going to come right around the corner. And then we'll go ahead and roll 2 dice for our elf. And on a 1 and a 2, it's the orc's turn. So we're going to roll 2 dice for this guy. And we're going to get we're going to get no successes. It's going to be the hero's turn. Let's bring our dwarf up. Hoping for 2 actions. We don't get it, but at least we can bring him to guard our archer. Yeah, so we're only going to bring him up to... Ooh, yeah, we're going to bring him up to there. No, we're going to bring him all the way up, and I'll tell you why. Because this archer has a line of sight to that guy over there. He's a little out of range, so let's go ahead and try to make 2 actions. I got a 6 and a 5, so we'll bring him up. In fact, we'll bring him over here a little bit more to kind of clear the line of sight, and then we'll take a shot. This is going to be a 3-on-3. And that 6 versus 5 is going to be a no effect. We'll bring our elfie boy is going to try 3 actions. He gets a 4, 5, and 6, which means he can do 3 things. We'll bring him up to right behind the table and take a shot, an aim shot at that crossbowman, meaning the crossbowman is now fighting at a 2, and our elf is fighting at a 3, so a 2 versus, that becomes a 4 versus a 4. Our last archer over here is going to take 2 actions and fail, and so now it's the orc's turn. This orc is going to go ahead and make 2 actions. He gets a 6 and a 4, so he's going to use 1 action to close here, and he's going to use his 2nd action to attack. That's going to be a combat of 3-on-3. And a 6 versus a 7 is a knockdown. I'm going to roll once for each of these archers back here. And they both fail, but it was only 1 action, so this archer still gets his opportunity to make 3 actions. And with a 1-3-3, he fails. So now our boys get to go. We're going to start by bringing him up over there. And we're going to roll Snake Eyes. Oh, good going, Zai. Good going. Now the orcs get to make his attack. Trying for 2 actions. He only gets 1. That's all right. He's fighting at a +2. It's going to be a 5 versus a 3. And with a 5 versus a 3, it's going to be a 10 versus a 5. And now, poor old Carl has gone down as well. Our heroes have now lost 4 of their 8 guys. That means morale checks. Morale check here. Oh, I should probably show you. He passes, our dwarf fails twice. So he's going to run back once and twice to here. Our elf fails once, so he's going to retreat to here. Corletto, stand strong, brother. Rolls a 5, 5, and a 3, which means he's got to retreat once, back out here into the open. And then our last archer right here. Yeah, he needs to roll 2. And he's going to pass all 3. So that's where we're at. We're going to try to bring these 2 orcs up. And one of them gets to move up. So he's going to come right up under the thing right there. He's going to take 2 actions. He's going to roll a 2 and a 3 and not take any. Okay. Had a little bit of ebb and flow here, don't we? All right. Let's start with our dwarf. He gets 2 actions. So we want to bring him up. 1, and we're actually going to put him behind a little bit of cover right there behind the table. Who knew the fight for the dining room table would be so vicious? Let's try and bring Carletto up. On a 1 and a 6, he's only going to move once, but man, we do not want to get into another situation where we flee off the table ignominiously, do we? That's it for Carletto. We've moved the dwarf. We're going to move our elf. We're going to take 3 actions with him, actually. 6, 6, and a 3 means 3 actions. So we'll move him medium. And the big thing is, I want him to get close enough so that he's firing at medium range. Or at 1 stick. Wait, does he have a long shot? Come on, Dar. What you shoot? He's a shooter long. Oh man, you know what? He should be shooting this far. Well, he still needed to move up. That's all right. And he gets a -1, so it's going to be a 3 versus a 2. And boy, that's just enough to back him off. Get back, you filthy beast. Which means it's time for our last hero, who's going to roll a 3, 3, and a 1. He's going to move once to here, and he's going to take a shot. Now, he does not get a bonus. So, that was actually, I miscalculated, but it doesn't make a difference. Hey, look at that. That's an 8. And that is a 5. So that's enough to knock him down. Has the tide turned? Has the orc's luck run out? Let's find out. We're going to try to move this distant orc up first and not do it. We got an orc under there. Actually, it doesn't matter. They're both the same. And one of them gets to move up. So he's going to move. Oh, he gets a shot, actually. He gets a shot. Look at that. Now, these guys are shooter regular, so taking a shot at this guy, he is going to be at -2. So that's going to be a 1 versus a 3. And a 1 versus a 3 is no effect. So we'll roll for our Axeman. Does the Axeman cometh? Well, he does manage to stand up. And he does manage to move medium. So he's going to close with this guy. That's all he's got the actions for. And that's actually a problem, because the heroes are going to activate their sole remaining power boy. He's going to run over and use his second action to attack. Because he's outnumbered, he's fighting at a 2. Our dwarf hero is fighting at a 4. And that's going to be a 4 versus a 5. That's a win, and that is a knockdown. Never fear, though. We did it right this time. Our elf is going to take all 3 actions. He gets 2 successes, so he can do a power attack. This guy is on the ground. He's fighting at a 2. Our elf is fighting at a 5. 2 versus 5. Holy cow. Oh, man. I'm going mental with this. The elf just rolled a 6 to a 7. He just got backed off. He just got told off by an orc who's flat on his back. All right, Archer. Can you avenge Mr. Elf? No, you can't. You only get 1 action. So you're going to take that action to step up. Step up! All right, so what do we got to... Okay, Carletto doesn't even get to go because you failed twice, you doofus. All right, 1 action back there. Man, this orc is just not having any of it. He's just done. We got 2 guys over here, and they're both going to shoot at him. Actually, only one of them will. And he's going to fail. And then the guy that's on the ground is going to roll all 3 of his actions. He's only going to get 1, but that's enough to stand up. for the combat. So we're going to start with our elf. He's taken 3 actions. He only gets 2, but that's all he really wanted. That's all he really needs, because he's going to close up. We are now at a 1 versus 3. 1 versus 3. 9 versus a 7. It's enough to knock him down. Okay. Come on, dwarfy boy. We're going for all the marbles here. Mr. Zai gets 2 actions. Power attack. So he's going to be attacking at a 6. He's at -1 for the power attack. -1, -1. Total -3. So he's at a 0 versus a +6. If you don't win, I'm so frustrated, I can't even do the math. 0 versus 6, I don't see there's any way, but we'll roll it because that's how we do. And there's the big roll that we wanted. That is a 12 versus 3, and you're finally able to put this orc down. This orc should have been the hero. Forget the slime beast. This slime beast was a chump. He was just a tar pit. He was just a speed bump. This guy held off 5 heroes all by his own. We need to put him in the Orc Hall of Fame. But it's over now. And this archer still has a chance to go. He's going to roll 3 actions and get a grand total of 2 successes. So he can move over here. And then we should probably measure... Oh, you know, if that's the case, we're going to go ahead and close up. We're just going to run right up. And we're going to shoot at a 3 versus 3. And we get a win, so that's going to push this guy back. Oh, no, he's an even number. He's going to knock him down. Yeah, what you going to do now, boy? Carletto still has a chance to go. He's taking 3 actions. He's going to go a 1. I wonder if we should stop there. 2. And he's going to try and transfix with that last action. I think that's how it works. Where's my short stick? There we go. Could we have measured that better? 1 to there. Coming around. I think we could have measured it better. I think he can make it. I'm going to let him do it because I just kind of want this to be over at this point. Third action, he's casting a spell, so this guy has to resist. I don't even know if I'm doing that right. He's got to resist, and he does. So he is not transfixed, and the heroes are completely done. We got 1 orc who just wants to get back on his feet, and does. We got 1 orc that wants to shoot him, a spellcaster, and does not. And we got 1 orc who can take 3 actions. You see if he finds his nerve. 4+. Well, he can step up, but that's really about it. So he's standing in our mystery spot. And it's the hero's turn. So we got to start with our frontline fighter. Moving up into action, he gets 2 actions. So there's going to be 1 to close with him and 1 to attack. It's going to be a 4-on-3. And it's going to be a tie roll, a 9 versus 9. Nothing happens. We'll go ahead and bring the elf up. Actually, we're going to try to do the Sworcel. We're making all 3 actions to try and transfix. And we get 1 whopping success. So he has to resist on 1 die. And he does not actually. How about that? So he is now stunned, paralyzed, if you will. Which is good because, oh man, that means this guy hasn't gone yet. We're going to go all 3. Looking for 3+. He gets 2 actions. Whoop, whoop. 1 there. And then he makes his attack. At +2. So it's a 5 versus a 3. And it's just what you'd expect. But because he's transfixed, I need to check that. It's a 7. It's a 7 versus an 8, because of course it is. If you win, that attack is lethal. But since our boy did not, it's up to the elf to roll 3 dice. He activates on a 2+, so he gets 3 actions. And 1 action won't be enough to close, but 2 will, and he can take his attack. And that model is now fighting at a 2. Our elf hero is fighting at a 5. versus a 2. So we get an 8, and we get an 8. Okay. Although I gotta be honest with you, I'm not giving them any help. They did not need to make that morale check. It's only when the dead outnumber the living, so 4 and 4, no morale. But they did lose a guy, so, you know, they shouldn't have made a morale check at all. Oh well. You know, these things happen. He's just gonna try to stand up. This turns into a slog, man. 2 successes, he's able to stand up, and now he's got to fight, but he is outnumbered, so he's fighting at a 2, which gives him, fighting at a 2, and he's fighting the dwarf. No, he's fighting the elf heroes at a 3. And that's going to be a 4 versus a 9. A doubling is a killing, but it's not a gruesome death. This last guy, then, is also going to go ahead and take 3 actions. He gets 2 shots, so he's going to shoot the elf. No, orcs hate dwarves. He's shooting the dwarf. And to no effect. So, what are we going to do here? Let's go ahead and run the dwarf. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. He's standing in a safe spot. We're going to run our henchman. Hey, go get him, henchman. The henchman's going to try to take 2 actions. And he's going to get 2 actions. So he can run up and attack, except we got to find out where's the thing. It's at a 2, which is in the wall, so this is nothing. Our guys were scared of nothing. So he runs up, and he has 1 more action to attack. This is a 3 versus a 3. The orc wins and knocks him down. Alright, fine. We'll bring our dwarf up. Our dwarf gets 3 successes, and he gets a power attack. So it's going to be a 4 versus a 2. There's what we've been looking for this whole game. 10 versus 3. That is a gruesome kill. Everybody that's left, oh, they're all dead. Hey, you can get back on your feet now. Wow, what a slog. 500-point battle. All right, we're looking at about 300 points. If anybody out there is autistic and wants to calculate what the actual point value of those orcs were, I just used the profile straight from the book. Wouldn't take very long, but I'm feeling kind of lazy right now. And I think that's enough for today. I think we're just going to close the curtain on our current status of the dungeon. And we'll come back and see if these 4 decide to continue the adventure next time. Until then, I'm praying for you.